Nick Holonyak was an electrical engineer who invented the LED and devoted his life to exploring and developing new semiconductor technologies. Nick Holonyak was a child of Carpatho-Rusyn immigrant parents growing up in Glen Carbon, Illinois. His father worked in the coal mines to support the family, and while they were poor, Holonyak never felt that way. His mother was very thrifty and kept the family clothed and fed. As a child, his father also taught him how to whittle his own toys with a pocket knife, and his interest in electricity was sparked when watching his godfather repair his Model T automobile. Nick's parents did not have any formal education, but they saw the importance of education and encouraged Nick and his sister to do well in school. In high school, Nick also worked for the Illinois Central Railroad, lying about his age to get the job. He didn't enjoy this work though, so after graduating from Edwardsville High School in 1946, he enrolled in a University of Illinois Extension Center that opened near his home. In 1947, Nick transferred to the University of Illinois main campus in Urbana-Champaign and graduated in the top 3% of his class in 1950. Nick completed his master's the next year and joined Professor Heinz von Forster's group as a doctoral student. In 1951, when John Bardeen became a professor at the University of Illinois, Nick took a class from Bardeen on atomic physics. Bardeen demonstrated the transistor he had invented, and Nick Holonyak was immediately impressed. Nick felt like there was something special about Bardeen and asked to join his lab, becoming Bardeen's first graduate student. Holonyak was fascinated by how Bardeen's mind worked and wanted to understand why Bardeen chose to approach the problems he did, and felt that Bardeen was an excellent teacher. While in Bardeen's lab, Nick worked on the p-n junction, which is an important aspect of semiconductor technology, and later LEDs and lasers. After completing his PhD, Nick joined Bell Labs in 1954 and began working for John Mall on different forms of silicon PN-PN switches. In 1955, he left Bell Labs to fulfill his draft-deferred military service and was stationed in Yokohama, Japan with an Army Signal Technical Intelligence Unit. While there, he was able to visit many talented electronic researchers he met through Bardeen. In 1957, Nick then went to General Electric in Syracuse, New York, joining a team of researchers working on semiconductor applications, including semiconductor lasers. Nick wanted to create a visible laser and decided to try to make a gallium arsenide phosphide alloy, even though many chemists told him he would not be able to. Nick succeeded, and his gallium arsenide phosphide alloy was used to make a visible semiconductor laser and became the first visible LED. Nick knew this discovery was important and predicted that LEDs would one day replace all forms of light as they are ultimate lamps. He knew it would take many years for this to happen though. LEDs are thin chips that act as light sources that become illuminated by the movement of electrons through a semiconductor material. There is a p-n junction in which the n side has more electrons and the p side has less. At the junction, the electrons from the n side can move into the holes of the p side, releasing a photon. In an LED, the photon released has a wavelength in the visible light spectrum and allows LEDs to act as light sources. At Bardeen's request, Holonyak came back to the University of Illinois as an engineering and physics professor. While there, Nick kept working on semiconductor and LED technology, making a big improvement or discovery every decade. Nick would also hold coffee chats once or twice a day. Here he would discuss topics relating to the lab, but also told stories about the invention of the LED, silicon technology, and the history of semiconductor technology. He also told stories about the people tied to the mathematics and the physics, humanizing the discoveries. He also wanted to do work that had practical importance and would make an impact, so he tried to teach his students how to recognize impact and what research is useful. Nick also went to the gym every day and would often walk on his hands around the gym. Many students would joke that you couldn't graduate until you could bench press more than Nick. Not only did Nick invent the LED and contribute significantly to LED technology, he also advised 60 doctoral students who went on to make significant contributions in electrical engineering as well. For all of Nick's work, he received many awards, including the National Medal of Technology and the National Medal of Science. This made him one of only 6 scientists to receive both medals. Nick's Carpatho-Rusyn heritage was very important to him and contributed to his strong work ethic. He was driven to solve practical problems, and with hard work, confidence, and a bit of luck, he had a hugely successful career that touched many students' lives and unknowingly affects all of our lives today.